Mom, Dad, and Lainey at SeaWorld somewhere. I don't know where.
Somebody has it.
Somebody has it.
Your face.
We were a functioning family then. My name is Kaycee Green Wilson. I'm from a small town in East Texas, Longview, Texas. I had a fairly normal childhood, happy parents, good parents. Once I got a little older as a teenager, things were a little rocky in home life. And then my dad got sick with cancer. And that was the hardest time in my life, losing my dad at 18. And then a year later, I lost my mom to suicide. After losing my mom, I'd moved to Waxahachie. My extended family is here, and they all work at the Greenery. So they kind of took me under their wing. About 6 years into still trying to figure out my anger, I finally decided that it was time to do something about it and let go of it and build a relationship with God. What really brought me to the Avenue was my cousin, Bruce, continuously asking me to come with him and me always saying no. But he was going through a hard time in his life, and I was going through a hard time in my life. And the first few Sundays, I was a little hesitant. But then I actually started to get something out of it and started looking forward to Sundays. I had been coming to the Avenue probably about 2 months when David talked about anger. I mean, I remember I sat in the church and just cried my eyes out the whole time. Hearing that sermon made me stop and think of everything in my life. How I was talking to my coworkers, my friends, my family, how I was acting in public. Just every Sunday there's something I take and I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this better in my life. I can do this and that might make somebody else's life better. And then comes along my husband, who was going through a hard time. His dad was sick with cancer, and shortly after we start dating, he loses his dad. And watching him grieve and his family grieve, I started my grieving process all over again. But it's so crazy how God works, because I wasn't ready then to work through that process after losing my dad and then losing my mom. To watch my husband go through the same thing, but to actually kind of be on your knees and cry with them, not just for them. It really is crazy that God used those traumas to help us in that grieving process and be able to build and heal together. My advice to anybody going through grief, trauma, depression, anger is you cannot do it alone. You need to be plugged in with community, church, a good set of people around you. Without those things, my healing process would not be where it is now. I decided to go public with my faith, actually in the middle of a life day, towards the end of the baptisms. My cousin was getting baptized, a planned baptism, and he and I have become church buddies. We lean on each other a lot, and so when I watched him get in line, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. And it turns out I get in line right behind him, so we go right back to back. It means more to the both of us than you can imagine. And so to get baptized back to back was really amazing. Actually, I think the best picture of me I've ever seen is one, and y'all recently posted it, but I have never seen myself look like truly happy and glowing like that. I cry when I see that picture. So I've never felt so good. And it showed on my face. It showed in the picture. It showed, we went out to eat as a family after to celebrate. And I couldn't stop smiling. That whole day I was just glowing and happiest I could be.